Listen, anytime, any place, anywhere, I'll fight you in your back garden. Like a dumb Klitschko, I'll beat you, you bum. You're a bum.
I want to unify. Is he up for the challenge? Like I said, I declare war. You know, this is not a battle, this is war because I was born in this.
Why am I sitting there like a spare dick away? While you are sitting in your mum's spare rooms, just tickling your bollocks.
Come to see me, baby. No more hiding, no more ducking, no more dodging, no more excuses. Let's make the fight happen. Let's see who's the best. I know I'm the best. Are you up for the test?
I'm through. Hey, put somebody else up and give me an interview. Tell me what you're talking about. You never give me a fair shake. HBO needs to fire you. You don't know shit about boxing. You ain't shit. You're not shit. I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
Negative. I'm good. I beat Polly. I left with his belt and his girl.
Fucking was too fast. But it wasn't so much about it, was just that he was so fucking fast. Fast.
Amazingly fast.
Fucking amazingly fast. I was like, I thought Freddie was in there fucking hitting me too. So.
Any of you radio personalities think you want smoke? Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke.
Yes. What is up, MCR family? Another daily edition of the show live on YouTube, obviously podcast from iTunes, Spotify, Radio, etc. I'm Matt, the Hipster Hunter, safely back from the Richard Comey, Ray Beltran fight in Temecula. Oh, God, Rob, that drive there was something else. But digressing, we have a lot to get to today. Obviously, I interviewed Mikey Garcia at the event because he was there, and he disclosed or gave out news, and everyone else was there, got interviews with him as well, and he said the same. That Danny fight's not happening, or at least it's not official in any way. So that, obviously, Canelo-Alvarez, Sergey Kovalev update and the conflicting reports that we are seeing. Going to dive into that. Obviously, reviewing the Richard Comey fight as well. Other sort of tidbits to get to. Maybe an AJ Ruiz 2 announcement this Monday for Madison Square Garden. Yes. A lot to get to on this fun Saturday show. But, of course, I'm joined, as usual, by the one and only Mr. Robbie Hearn, second cousin, twice removed of Sir Eddie himself. Rob, how you doing? How's the clan doing?
Yeah, we're good. This mini one-day heat wave over in the UK.
It's hot. It's hot over here now, too.
Yeah. Well, we're just not made for it here. We're just
You're not.
No. And then when it snows, we're like crashing in ditches and shit. We're not cut out for
a lot
for that. We're just like grey, overcast, maybe a little drizzle, and we're good.
You're in your bag when it's like that weather. You guys love it.
No, but that's when we say, "Oh, this rain, wish it'd fuck off. Where's the sun? Where's the sun?" Then it comes out, and we're like, "Oh, it's too hot. It's too hot. Bring on the rain." But everybody in the chat, how you doing? Hope everybody's well. Hit that thumbs up, share the show as usual. But like Matt said, a few topics to get into, and shout out to Matt. Done the long drive to, I can't even remember, Temecula or someplace sounding like that. Done his thing.
You actually said it right. No, you did good.
Yeah. So he got himself a little boost while he was there.
I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it later.
Yeah, or maybe save it for boxing banter, and people can become Patreon members and find out.
Nah, they're not going to do that. When we're going to get to the topic of who's King Petty in boxing, because obviously Oscar De La Hoya making a claim for that today, I'm going to make a claim for that as well today, maybe. I don't know. Digressing, though. Rob, let's get to the topics today. Let's not waste anyone's precious time. Because we do have actually a lot to get to on this Saturday show. We have fights later today as well. We have Charlo Adams on Showtime. What else do we have today? You read my mind, man. Thank you so much.
I had it ready.
Thank you, man. What other fights do we have today? I'm totally spacing out. I don't have it up.
I can't even.
I think we have some ESPN Plus fights today, maybe. Or no, we had the Highland fight. That was yesterday, right?
Yeah. Highland was on the DAZN Italy.
Oh,
Matchroom Italy card, yes. Which was on DAZN. You had O'Hara, Davis, and Vasquez yesterday.
That's it. That was the ESPN Plus card. I haven't watched any of those because I was working. I think we also have Obali, Nordine Obali, the one French champion. Shout out to Mitty, good friend of the show. I think he's fighting
the show.
What?
Speaking of good friends of the show, shout out to Niger.
Oh, yeah,
she won her fight tonight.
Yes, Niger won her fight tonight. Hold on, shout out to Niger, man. Long-time Patreon supporter, long-time friend of the show. Salute to you, Niger.
Kicking people's asses.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. I'm
scared.
I'm scared of you, Niger. Digressing. What were we talking about beforehand?
Obali.
Yes, I think Obali's fighting today as well, but that's not televised. So if you want to find that, you got to find a stream for that, unfortunately.
Is it an MTK show? I don't know.
Ooh, so it might be YouTube then, huh? Because MTK usually streams their shit if it's like non-network
Could be
connected.
ESPN Plus if it's...
It's not ESPN Plus, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I'll check once I get to something else. It doesn't matter. Let's get to this Canelo shit, because this is actually like really upsetting me at this point when it comes to trying to report. What, Rob?
Are you going to be all right?
Yes, I'm going to be all right. Yeah.
Okay. It's just really upset you.
Shut up, man. I'm just, as like a reporter, this is getting frustrating because there are literal conflicting reports that are coming out within the same day, and honestly within like hours of each other. Right, Rob? Like the World Boxing News article, which we're going to get to, and Mike Coppenter's tweet came out roughly around the same time.
Pretty much.
And they are 100% conflicting reports. Mike Coppeter reporting, I think it was yesterday, right? Yes, it was yesterday.
Yeah, while you were at the fights.
Yes, yesterday. Saying sources tell The Athletic that Sergey Kovalev has emerged as a clear frontrunner to land the fight with Canelo Alvarez this fall ahead of Triple G and Callum Smith. He goes on to say Canelo-Kovalev would be a fresh, tantalizing matchup. Who gives a shit about that? And Phil J comes out with an exclusive, which I believe was from Kathy Duva, and said that Kovalev-Yarde clash is agreed. The Canelo fight would be after that. And this is just getting, again, frustrating because I don't know what to believe here. I think Phil J is a decent reporter. I think Mike Coppeter, while a guy that's been on the scoop for basically everything the last year, has gotten things wrong, which we're going to get to with the Mike Garcia-Danny Garcia fight later, because that was wrong. So he does make mistakes. That happens. Like, people hear things, they run with it, and it doesn't come to fruition. I'm not saying that he's lied or anything like that, but people hear things that don't become reality. That happens all the time in news and in media. What is real here? Is it Kovalev-Yarde? Is it Canelo-Kovalev? Rob, I'll go to you first before I give my opinion. What do you think is really going to happen here with Kovalev in particular? Because it seems like he's the one that is either might go to Canelo, might go to Yarde. And again, we have conflicting reports here.
I mean, it's a tricky situation. Which would you choose? The young mandatory, you know, with all the knockouts coming after your title, or the huge money fight against the guy 2 divisions lower than you.
By the way, quickly, we totally forgot about the Andrade Slisky fight, which is today. I feel like you should have remembered that.
I thought, what did you say earlier?
I
Brandon Adams.
Yeah.
That. Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Eddie's going to be really upset with you.
He's busy. He's busy maybe replying to someone on Twitter. I don't know. I'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, Kovalev, you know, decisions, I guess. But I think if he makes the Canelo one, is he getting stripped of his title? And then does that affect things? But you say Phil J is usually like a reliable or a good reporter, but these are words from Kathy Duva.
Yeah, these are direct quotes. It's not like the sources.
It's not like it's, like you say, sources, or he's just ran with a little piece of information.
This and quickly, let me read these quotes just really quick. Kathy Duva says, the Yarde negotiations are moving forward between the promoter in Russia, RCC, and Queensberry, who represents Yarde. I heard from both sides yesterday that they have come to terms on all of the contract provisions. So, I mean, again, Kathy Duva is maybe not innately involved with the discussions. It seems like Kovalev's co-promoter, the Russian promoter, RCC, is more heavily involved with the negotiations, but she would obviously be privy to it, and she is directly quoted here. This isn't Canelo, and it's just back to you, Rob. I fail to believe we're going to get Canelo-Kovalev this year. Like, I don't think that's going to happen, guys. I think Mike Coppeter is wrong with that reporting.
Because of because of the World Boxing News article and Kathy Duva's quotes, it has got me questioning it now. But again, Canelo is a huge money fight for whoever takes it, so it could still happen. But does he drop a bout for it? Does he get stripped for it? I don't know. But or would the WBO? I mean, will they have to maybe give Yarde step aside money and the bout be on the line and things like that? I guess there's some scenarios that could play out that it still is Kovalev. But now I'm really wondering. I think maybe, as much as the talks are, it ain't happening. I think we might still get Triple G trilogy.
I agree with you on that. I think we're going to go from all this, huge super fight, legacy-defining fight for Canelo, Kovalev, blah, 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 to, no, just Triple G trilogy fight, and Kovalev's going to fight Yarde still. What would you like to see? Not what you think is going to happen. What would you, as a fan, would you like to see Canelo-Kovalev, or would you like Kovalev versus Yarde? Would you rather that fight within its division and Canelo do something else?
Obviously, Kovalev and Canelo is a lot more intriguing, but then on just a pure sport in front of it, Yarde has built his way to the position of challenging for the title, and then he's got to sit back while
built.
Well, all right, he's the mandatory for
that sanctioning body, yes.
Yeah, so that's how it is, and should he miss out just because the franchise WBC franchise champion of the world has deemed that I want to fight the guy that you're supposed to be fighting?
Since you mentioned that, let's bring that up quickly. If you can, Rob, can you find that tweet from, was it Lance Pugmire? From Mauricio Suleiman that had, and I'm going to read this out loud, and maybe I'm the only one that was like deeply confused by this tweet.
Yeah.
Because Mauricio Suleiman in the first part is saying, hey, we're not going to make any more franchise champions. And then the next part says, but if all these other people win the belt, we might do it for them. But I want to read the tweet specifically so I don't misquote it. And I want to gauge maybe your opinion of this tweet, Rob, and our audience's opinion of this tweet, because I was deeply confused by this. This seemed like it seemed like Suleiman just contradicting himself outright. And maybe it was just a mistyped tweet from Lance Pugmire that he never corrected.
Okay, it should be in the one-on-one chat.
Okay, thank you. Let me read it really fast. People, sorry about this. But I just want to get this right because when we're on the topic of franchise champion, this is important in a way. As it's loading up. Boxing industry members want us to mark these words by Mauricio Suleiman. And this is in a quote. Okay, this isn't him speaking for something. It's a direct quote. We will not have franchise champions all over the place. It is a designation for Canelo Alvarez only. End of quote. Okay. Then Lance Pugmire speaking. They maintain he'll do the same for Bronze Bomber. Oh, now I understand it more. The boxing industry members that are talking to Lance. Okay, now I understand it. They are saying that no, he's going to do the same for Bronze Bomber, Vasily Lomachenko, Earl Spence, should they win next. Okay, now I understand it. I maybe just because of reading it not fully out loud, just in my head, confused me there. Okay, I agree with that then. So Suleiman's saying we're not going to do this anymore for anyone else. Rob, do you believe that off the bat? We're going to move on to other topics quickly. No, I don't believe it.
No, I don't. I think I know Eddie Hearn's quite concerned that Dillian White's going to win the interim title against Rivas and get the mandatory position. And then, hey, presto, Mauricio sprinkles his magic dust. Pause.
Is Sutherland is Kellen in the situation here at all? Is Kel Sutherland in the situation?
Yeah. It might have something to do with it. Yeah, and then Wilder gets made the franchise champion, and Dillian White by default is elevated to the full champion, but didn't get the Dillian White fight, the Wilder fight. So,
look,
Lance did reply to me about that.
Yeah, he did. But But anyways.
Oh, okay.
I just want to move on because like I just wanted to briefly touch on that. I didn't want to dwell on that too long because we do have a lot to get to. I will say this really quickly and we can move on. This is the same sanctioning body. The one we're talking about for franchise champion doing this bullshit is the one in charge of the, quote, clean boxing program. Just always going to put that in perspective, guys. They're in charge of the financing for that program, who gets tested, what financing goes to which fight, blah, blah. Interesting. Just throwing that out there. Digressing, though, still speaking on sort of Canelo in a sense. Oscar De La Hoya coming out with some shots here, Rob, at your man, at your cousin, at the clan.
Oh, he better watch himself. He better watch himself. Speaking crazy.
Man, you know, I haven't dropped this in a while, Rob. Yes.
Oh my God.
At Eddie Hearn. Let me worry about Canelo and his next opponent, which doesn't involve.
Wait. Did Bob Arum say it? What? That started off very Bob-like. Live first of all.
Did I add too much gravel?
A little bit.
I'm sorry.
Add a little bit more fishnets and high heels.
I can't do that. What does that sound like? I'm confused here.
I don't know.
Exactly. You're not gonna get in. Never mind. We're just moving on. We're moving on. Which doesn't involve you. You were about securing the rematch with Joshua with Ruiz for DAZN, which I hear you're having problems with. Oh God, I love. God, Oscar. If he
said it like that, whoa! If he said it like that, which I hear you're having problems with, that would have been epic.
I think he did. That's how when I read it, that's how he typed it. Definitely. Come on, yeah. Oscar's 100% the spoiled, rotten brat kid on the playground that doesn't want you to play with his toys.
Yeah.
Right. Like, let's be honest about it, and I love it because you know me, guys. I love pettiness. And Rob, I don't really care about the substance of this tweet. Like, Oscar, yeah, it doesn't mean anything. Oscar takes shots at everyone. Same with like Bob Arum, which I want to talk about. We're going to have this discussion finally, in my opinion. We're going to definitively crown who is King Petty in boxing here, Rob. Okay? The short list obviously should be Bob Arum, Oscar De La Hoya, Eddie Hearn, and Lou DiBella. I have not thought of a fifth person, to be honest, that really belongs in that conversation. I don't know if... Ooh. No, you're right. Frank Warren. Obviously. No, you're right. No, you're 100% right.
Pound. He's fucking up there.
Okay, Rob, and everyone in the chat, let me know who you think is pound for pound the king of pettiness in boxing amongst that top five. Rob, in your opinion, who is King Petty?
Oh, that is a World Boxing Super Series with like joint favorites in it. That was like
the cruiserweight tournament back like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, but who's the Usyk? Who is the Usyk in that tournament?
I don't know.
I don't know. That if that's everybody's pound for pound Petty,
I think everyone probably agrees with that list. They have to.
This is fine. I've got no problem with who's 1, who's 5, or who's in between. That's a tricky one because they're all quite capable of pulling the Petty up to level 100 when needs be.
Lunatic saying Frank Warren, Dwayne saying Bob Arum. I think those two. See, this is the thing.
They're the OG old guys.
They might be franchise champions.
Yep.
They might be emeritus status here, where like they should not be involved in the conversation because they have 60 fucking years of pettiness lined up. But we can't do that because then we're like the sanctioning bodies.
It's kind of like sort of Eddie says he hopes he doesn't get to that point, but at the moment he's not the bitter, twisted, sort of spiteful old promoter yet. He said, "I'm sure I'll get there the longer I'm in this game." But remember, Frank and Bob are there. They've been there a long time. So
they're grouchy.
I've got to say, Frank is probably pushing Bob very close, but I've got Bob, I think.
Kaz is bringing up a great dark horse that maybe should be in the conversation and not a promoter. And I think we should mention some boxers too, but to me, I thought the promoters just had a deeper like case study, sample size of pettiness. But Kaz bringing up Floyd Mayweather. That is a great. He is a promoter too now. So that is
He's a shit one, but he's a promoter.
Kaz, great guy that needs to be involved in this conversation. He might, you know what? I'm sorry, Eddie. And Johnny says Eddie needs to be top 2. I don't think Eddie is really there yet. Eddie's too nice, in a way.
He's not.
His
like,
delivery is too nice. Let's be honest about it.
It comes across as it's like bants.
It's all fun and games. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bants.
Bob
bants.
Arum would fucking give you a like Colombian necktie in like an alleyway if he could. Like Bob Arum is that petty. Okay.
Yeah. But you know, Eddie's on stage with Bob Arum. I think it was Lomachenko Crawler, and he says,
what did he say? People bring up other people. 92 saying Amir Khan. I like that. Amir Khan's kind of petty. I like that. He's not in that top 5, but I like Amir Khan.
He'd be in the fighter top, definitely.
Yeah, if we're talking only fighters that are current like around this time, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but like I say, Eddie was like, you know, I'm up here with Bob Arum, all the experience, blah 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 blah. Maybe a little shot about him being old, and then Arum's like, you know, and Eddie Hearn with this thing, he don't know dick about boxing, promoting in the US. Just straight out with it. Just say what you think, Bob. You know, like Eddie don't know dick about US. It's great.
Johnny maybe bringing a great point why Floyd might be number 1 and might be the Usyk in the conversation. Okay, because he's one of the younger guys. I think that's how you have to like compare to Usyk. Usyk was the young guy in the division, tearing up everyone, all the old guys, all the current guys, everyone. Floyd trying to feed Tank Davis to Lomachenko when Tank Davis was doing what he was rumored to do is a great case for King Petty right now. Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're not happy? You're not happy with me, right? Right. Let's hook you up with Lomachenko. Let's see how you like them apples. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
This is... Okay, I think I'm going to make a poll, guys, on our community page, and that's how we're going to decide this, because this was a tough one. Carl Froch is another guy. I like that. Carl Froch is a little pettiness. I like it.
Anyone that sells like 79,999 tickets,
they're
like,
trash, and he's going to fuck with them the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, when I fought George Groves at Wembley Stadium in front of 80,000 fans, do you remember when he told it to Floyd?
Yes.
He's like, Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, because when I fought George Groves, I was like, oh my God, this guy's sold out a 21,000 seater stadium and probably made 70,000 million times the revenue out of it. So, well done on the number of people watching. But
damn, Carl Froch, I like that.
Yeah, that's a great show.
There's some good names here. I'm gonna really think about who's that top 5 and make a list, and make a poll on our community page or community tab on our YouTube channel. Let's go to a topic with obviously more substance and like merit instead of just who's the King Petty in boxing. Mikey Garcia saying to me in an interview last night that there's no contract, no official deal in place for the Danny Garcia fight. That was a brief discussion with PBC a while back that media ran with, was his basically exact words. And he is discussing options with DAZN, ESPN, PBC, and everyone right now. And that's sort of why he's been going to all these different shows. First off, after you watched our show, go check out this interview. Go hit that little like button right there. Make it blue. It's not that hard, guys. Just go do that. It's easy. But Rob,
why is your one? You're supposed to like your own videos, Matt. Why is it grey on the screen right now?
Because I wanted to illustrate to how you like it. That's why I did that.
Can you make it blue now?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ, Rob. Anyways.
Oh, there you go. No, it's just caught up on the feed. That's all.
Yeah, the feed's like 7 or 8 seconds behind, like what we're actually saying.
Right. I'm not.
Jesus Christ, Rob.
I'm not counting.
Anyways, digressing. Mikey Garcia, free agent still. Danny Garcia fight is not official in any sort of way. Your thoughts on that? And like him getting offers from DAZN, ESPN, like, are you shocked by this? What do you think the fallout is of still the Mikey Garcia free agency? Again, your opinion on all this news that came out about Mikey Garcia this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, a little surprising because, like you say, we sort of Coppinger's sort of been on fire with, breaking news. I know now you're having to pay for his news, even though you get it a little bit of it free on his tweets, but you have to get the little bit more detail from the Athletic for $2.99 or whatever it is. But anyway,
I really haven't yet though. I wanted to make everyone like Rafi. Love your work. Lance, obviously you're an OG in the sport. Mike, you're cool. But come on, like, give me some more. Like, hide your shit, man. God.
Leave it behind the paywall. Like I told you, it needs to be tweets. You're going to believe this news in the boxing world. Head over to here.
Don't do what we do, guys. Mike and everyone at Athletic, and just make all of our shit free, basically, and then ask people to like pay monthly if they want to,
or hit that super chat button.
Super chat, thumbs up, share the show, all that stuff. But anyways, digressing. Rob, back to you. Mikey Garcia, free agent.
Yeah. I mean, we know he's a free agent, but it doesn't surprise me that he's shopping himself around. That wasn't particularly surprised he was pictured next to Bob Arum after apparently recently meeting Eddie Hearn. I think he's aware that people want him on their platform or their network, and to get him, they know, and he knows that they're going to have to pay pretty sort of top dollar for him. So I think it was Eddie Hearn on Chris Mannix said, don't be surprised to see at some point Mikey Garcia on DAZN, but what works for Mikey Garcia will sort of work. If it's right for Mikey Garcia, then it's right for Mikey Garcia, and he'll go wherever it takes. I mean, I wondered last night, Mikey Garcia sat next to Bob, Crawford struggling for opponents, Errol's just fought Mikey. There's that kind of thing. And I think Bomac was kind of...
Yeah, Bomac and Mikey got into a little fun exchange. I was right next to it. Didn't film it because Ellie was filming, and I was being respectful because no one else was filming. There's other reporters that weren't filming, so again, being respectful. I know Rob didn't like that.
Like I said, Ellie would have definitely been filming it.
Of course he would. Of course he would. But that's beside the point.
So yeah, I just wondered whether Crawford's an offer.
I think I don't think Mikey's going to fight Crawford. Like, I'll be honest. Like, the interaction seemed friendly and seemed not like it was building towards anything, to be quite honest. And also, I think Crawford and his team have enough self-awareness that it would look bad for them to go fight Mikey Garcia, who Spence just dominated. Right? Like, it would kind of look off in a way. Like, they would definitely get backlash and criticism for that matchup.
What? Even if he's
if they fight Mike Garcia,
he went the distance with Errol, but we knocked him out in 5 rounds or something.
I don't think that matters. And I'll be honest, I don't think they knock out Mikey. I don't think.
No, probably not.
I don't think Crawford knocks him out.
That's what Bomac was saying there, right?
Yes,
Bud will knock you out and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
But again, I don't think. But then people will say, "Oh, you knocked him out after he got beat the fuck up by Spence for 12 rounds."
Yeah, he looked
and he's still a natural lightweight. Like I think again, Crawford and his team have enough self-awareness that we can talk about it, but that's a marination right there. We're not going to try and make Mikey next. It makes no sense. We'd rather fight our mandatory even or do something else because we're going to get less backlash from the public than fighting, in a sense, Spence's leftovers, because that's how the public will perceive it.
I guess maybe, but
I think Mikey would be smart to stick with PBC and maybe take the Danny fight, or wait.
I think 140 and then look at what comes out.
But the thing is, like, he would have to wait then because he has to see what happens with Progress and Taylor and Hooker Ramirez.
Yeah.
And I think I like him fighting the winners of both those fights, but he would have to wait for a bit. I don't know if he wants to wait. That's the difference. He might want a September, October fight with Danny or whoever in the meantime, and that Jose Ramirez, Maurice Hooker fight, Progress Taylor winner fight, whoever is there will still be there, in a sense. And I think Mikey might err on the side of I want to stay busy, and those options aren't really going to help me stay busy right now.
Well, Eddie said, I've offered him a whole bunch of money. He could easily come back for some easy fights until, something big comes along, but he doesn't want easy fights. He said he wants to fight Errol again. He's told me he wants, I could still beat him. I can still beat it, kind of thing. So I don't know, but where he ends up and what the fight is next, I don't know. Because Mannix put it to Eddie on his podcast that he had heard that the hashtag Garcia was maybe being lined up for on DAZN. And Eddie, didn't really confirm or deny it.
And I'll add, Mikey said that was just a rumor.
Yeah.
Mikey completely shot that down.
Yeah, well,
because that fight's not made. Like, you can't shop a fight that's not made. There's no deal.
He said it hasn't been offered.
There's no deal in place. There's no offer that's been made. Like you can't shop a fight that is not. You can't shop. That's not made. That's not there.
Yeah. No, I understand. I mean, it wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility that there is more to it, but he's just playing it down, maybe. But I don't know. It's what you believe or what you hear or whatever. Coppinger obviously seemed very certain at the time, didn't he? When he put it out there.
Yeah, so but again, he's made mistakes recently. Like he has. Like this isn't the first one. It won't be the last one. Because again, it happens in this industry, in this space. I'm not like making an indictment on him as a journalist. I'm just saying like people hear things that don't come true. That happens. I've heard things that don't come true. Like it is 100% happen.
Yeah, you said we'd be on 100,000 subscribers by now.
That is definitely not what I said. Holy shit! Can you imagine if I said that? That'd be some bullshit. Digressing though, I think Mikey is being 100% honest that there's no deal in place. Because if there was, and he said that, Heyman's giving him a call this morning, saying, "What are you doing?" and telling all the media we don't have a deal in place when we have a deal in place for Danny, and we're just looking for a date and venue. Like if that's the case, so I don't think that's what's happening. I think Mikey is not that stupid. Or stupid at all to do that. I think he doesn't have a deal. Nothing's made. He is probably enjoying maybe some time off in the meantime and looking for the biggest paycheck and biggest fight. Yeah, because he definitely wants a big fight and a big paycheck. That's what it seems like.
Yep. No doubt. And he's just shopping. He obviously is sort of a hot commodity, and sort of maybe going to the highest bidder, and good on him.
Let's talk about that Comey Beltran card that I was at, which I knew Mikey from. Comey defeated Beltran in the 8th round via KO. I did not like the stoppage, like really at all, to be honest. This is a bad stoppage in my opinion. However, the fight was fun. Comey in that first round, I am surprised he did not get Beltran out of there. He had him hurt, knocked down twice with like a minute and a half left, and Beltran survived. And to his credit, Beltran was catching him with that left hook, and that was changing it. That was hurting Comey, and that was making Comey readjust every time. And I'm pretty certain that Comey should be the favorite against Teofimo Lopez. I think he just has that style that is just too rough. And I don't know if Teofimo Lopez is ready for that. I don't think he's really faced an opponent like Comey. However, I think Comey's lack of solid footwork is a big issue. And a guy like Lomachenko might take full advantage of that.
Can Teofimo Lopez take advantage of it? Because that's where it's going. But yeah, no, I thought I knew like Beltran was going to be tough. He sort of been around a while now, and sort of knows how to survive. He's been a tough opponent. But I thought Comey looked good. I was surprised he could keep carrying that power because he was throwing some bombs early on, and the pace seemed quite high. But he done his thing. I kind of agree with you on the stoppage, but I think at that point Beltran was just getting hit a little bit too much, and sort of one of those sort of mercy sort of stoppages, I guess. But but good display from Comey. And obviously providing Teofimo Lopez can come through his eliminator. I think Bob Arum has said today that fight if Lopez wins versus Comey could be November, I think. And it depends maybe on what's happening regarding Tyson Fury at the time as well. So,
yeah. Who was that? Who said that again? Was it?
I think it was Pugmire. I did send it to you, right?
I think it was Pugmire as well. That makes sense. I am all in favor of, let's say, a Teofimo Lopez, Richard Comey, co-main event to Tyson Fury versus Gerald Miller. Ooh. Oh, wait, we can't give him airtime. Sorry, we can't platform Gerald Miller. I apologize. How dare we?
Yeah. And the person we can't talk about was back sparring with Jerry DeWaco and
Wanaki and there's somebody else, but I didn't recognize who else was there.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was.
Yeah. Anyways, digressing. Carlos Adames picked up a win as well against Patrick Day. Kind of a ho-hum affair that could have been better, honestly. It was a good fight, but not like it could have been a far better fight, in my opinion. It just stayed one note when it got to that sort of energy and pace, and didn't really exceed that until maybe the 12th round, or not 12th round, the 10th round. Junior Fa picked up a win after he was knocked down and hurt in the 4th round. I didn't see this fight. It was the very last fight of the night. I was already gone.
I've just read reports, and from what it sounded like, he got knocked down, hurt, and done well to survive the round, and then he basically came out and dominated. It was quite a wide unanimous decision, I think, in the end. But yeah, a little scare for Junior Fa, but he came through it. I think the guy had like 100% knockout ratio, I think.
Dominic Gwynn?
Yeah, at the time. But a lot of that is, I think, Dominican Republic padded record.
Probably.
Just knocking out.
Plus, he has 12 losses. Plus, he has 12 losses too. So it's not like he's just a real beater anyway. Moving on, let's talk about some more news. Eddie Hearn was on the Chris Mannix podcast. Was it yesterday, the day before, whenever it was, and had some things to say about.
Sorry, Eddie Hearn has responded.
Oh, did he? What did he say?
He said, friendly bet, my fight gets made before yours, with a wink emoji.
Any of you radio personalities think you want smoke? Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke.
See, he's too nice about it. See, that's the thing I'm talking about with his delivery. He has the wink emoji.
Yeah, but I like that.
No. Look. I like it, but when it comes to King Petty, that's not enough. That's not pettiness enough for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not enough. Like, he's not like driving a knife in him. Like, I need that sort of pettiness.
Oh, it's not like, oh, you bitch.
Exactly. I want somebody to snap their fingers when they read the tweet, man. I don't want like somebody go like, oh, that's some banter. Like, oh, that's just banter. Like, the wink emoji. You shouldn't have done the wink emoji. That ruined it.
Should have put like hashtag.
You know what you do when you want to be petty? Heavy use of punctuation, no emojis, grammar's perfect, okay, and you are very succinct in your sentences. That's how you like get across a petty tone, guys. Come on.
Yeah, but I like the response. That's more me. That is. I don't necessarily think I'm petty. I'm more. Nah, it's.
This is great banter. It really is.
Not really. It's all right. I think Oscar won that round still, to be honest. But digressing.
If Monday they make the fight,
who cares?
Oscar's tweet looks a pile of shit, doesn't it?
No.
Oh, I hear you having trouble. Oh, it's on.
No, because Oscar's going to make more money. His fire's going to make more money. You know what I mean? Like, you can come back with like numbers. Like, Canelo's going to do bigger on any event than what AJ does.
Get the fuck out of here for the Joshua Ruiz rematch. Nah, man.
You telling me a Canelo Triple G fight? Canelo's not making more. It's going to be close. Don't get me wrong. It's close, but Canelo's making more.
Because all those Mexicans are now tuning in for their heavyweight.
Absolutely. Oh.
That
was good. Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah, I can't even remember what you were reading when I said Eddie's responded.
Eddie Hearn, Chris Mannix podcast. Let's talk about since we're on the AJ Ruiz part. Let's talk about that first, and then we're gonna get to the Amanda Serrano portion, because that was another piece of interesting news. And also, Rob, the tweet from Amanda Serrano, air quotes Amanda Serrano today, was weird. I mean, get into that too.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, I sent my response to it. And
is that what
that's
was?
my response to it. So click on that and you can read the tweet, man. It's just,
I will.
Anyways, this is what Eddie Hearn had to say about AJ Ruiz too, and location, all that stuff.
Everything else out of the mix would say doing it in the UK would be a better advantage for Anthony Joshua. I think that's common sense. There's more money in America. There's probably more prestige. It's a bigger story. I mean, if he beats Ruiz at Madison Square Garden, he just becomes an overnight global sensation, you know? So, but there is risk in that. So there's all these things. Ultimately, as always, despite, again, what people think, Anthony Joshua, I spoke to him 10 minutes ago. I said, you're going to have a very difficult decision to make in the next 48 hours because I'm going to lay it all on a bit of paper for you, and I'm going to say, this is what it looks like. What do you want to do?
So that's what it's going to come down. In the next 48 hours, are you going to sit down with him when you get back to the
No, we don't need to. I spoke to him. I spoke to Rob McCracken. I spoke to Freddie Cunningham, who's his sort of business guy. And it's like there's no one saying we have to do it here. You know, some people are saying I'd prefer to do it here. Some people are saying I think it makes more business sense to do it here. But as always, Anthony will decide. At the moment, frustratingly, he is saying, I really don't care, wherever you want. But that's what he always does. But he's going to have to be the one that takes the responsibility and says, no, okay, there. Because once we decide, no one can be held accountable but Anthony, because he's the boss. He's the one who's going to make the decisions. I really don't know, is the answer. November the 29th, which is a Friday night.
Day after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
In the US.
Is, you know, I think DAZN look at that date and say that's a massive weekend for sport, you know, in terms of a clear schedule, be a huge event in New York, or December the 7th in New York, or December the 14th in Cardiff. I mean, you know, those 3 weekends is where we're down to at the moment.
And you think it'll be decided by Monday?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, contractually, we also have to let people know within certain...
It sounds like MSG again.
Well, there's 2 dates for MSG and 1 for UK, so the odds are stacked in America's favor.
Like, it just sounds like it's going to be an MSG again, guys. Which I'm kind of in favor of. Like, I like the idea of AJ wanting to go back, because obviously AJ wants to go back to MSG, so it isn't like it's a thing that AJ doesn't want to do. There's a storyline to that, you know, coming back to the place that he had his first loss. Like, there's a natural promoting element to that you can tap into. Plus, I think that fight being in New York did help it go viral in a sense, because it was a fight in between worlds in a way. It was in New York, you know, the Mecca and, you know, the train station of the world, basically, especially in terms of media and entertainment. So I think it just makes sense to have that fight run back again at MSG. I think the only other place, honestly, that would have made sense was Wembley, and the date just doesn't make sense. I think if they could have made this a summer fight, let's say if AJ Ruiz was in like March or February, so the timing works, you can have a September or August date at Wembley, that would have been probably what they would push for, because Wembley's a 100,000 seater. It's a bigger place than Cardiff, and plus it has more of a honest vibe to it, like a feel to it, than Cardiff does. Just in terms of a viewing audience, there's a deeper history behind Wembley than Cardiff. Just the same with MSG and other venues. Like, there's a reason why MSG is the Mecca of boxing, because of the history behind it, all the fights that have been there. This just makes perfect sense to me. I am all in favor of them going back to New York City.
Yeah, me too. I've said it kind of from the start. As much as, yeah, it'd be great, I could maybe get a ticket or be there credentialed and go to Wembley or Cardiff or whatever. That's no problem. But as far as the whole, I know Eddie maybe overdone it a little bit, saying he becomes an instant fucking global megastar or whatever. But
he could.
I guess he could, but for me, it's just this whole story of it all went crumbling around him, and he's gone back to the place to maybe put it right. And if he pulls it off, it's kind of quite a real good story, and it's part of the legacy or whatever it's going to be deemed to be. But yeah, I like it. Yeah, I think my gut feeling is it'll be MSG. I think Joshua's that kind of character. So yeah, but I know a lot of Brits might be like, for fuck's sake, back to America again. But is what it is.
Yeah, at least New York, man. That's such a fun place to go to, honestly. I love New York City. I think, to sort of add on to this point of promotion, DAZN should 100% take a page from the old HBO 24/7 playbook, have a 3-part documentary, and put that shit on basic cable. Like, put it on NBC, Fox, ABC, CBS, something. You have to buy a time slot there and put these documentaries, these sort of preview documentaries on that platform.
With one of the episodes of 40 Days, didn't they?
They did that. Yes, they did that before. I think with one of the episodes of 40 Days. I forget which one it was.
But now what's happened.
It needs to be different. Like, it needs to be, like, it can't be 40 Days. It needs to be a different sort of package. They need to rebrand this 3-part. Like, it needs to be special. They need to treat it like it's something historic that's happening in front of us. And that will naturally feed off to the fan base and to casual sporting fans. They will recognize that, oh, this is historic. I have to watch this. Treat it as something historic.
Even Joshua losing, DAZN's logo and DAZN mentioned was everywhere just for that week and everything. It done crazy kind of publicity for DAZN, even though it was their guy kind of, losing and it all going wrong. But as far as brand awareness, this has done quite a lot for DAZN, I think. And that's why I think they then want, like Canelo Triple G to, because people have seen it all over HBO when it was over there before. So it's just sort of the momentum. So if they, like you say, can build some kind of crazy promo that gets seen by, or air quotes, every house in America, like Tyson Fury was joining ESPN to be seen by everyone in America. Then his first fight was on ESPN Plus. But yeah, just one thing. I don't think we will necessarily hear it Monday, but all involved will be obviously told. And because, like Eddie said, I don't know, right at the very end of that clip, kind of contractually, they've got a deadline to get this across the line and that. So whether we hear on Monday or something's announced on Monday, I kind of doubt it. They'll obviously package together a little bit more promotional, whatever, to make a big announcement for it. But yeah, the decision should be made, and both parties, both sides of the fight will know.
Absolutely agree. The next part I'm going to talk about when it comes to this interview with Eddie Hearn is his sort of thoughts about the Amanda Serrano situation, which are fascinating.
And the Amanda Serrano fight is an interesting fight. I would love her to take that fight. And
let me ask you about that too, because Lou DiBella was on the podcast last week, and he kind of articulated some of the financial issues that Amanda's been having, or her team maybe has been having with the deal you signed. They signed a co-promote with you. She was fought in January, and now
I mean, look, this is like, I don't mind it. I've kept my mouth shut for a long time on this on social media, and I've had to bite my tongue. It's very simple. We signed a promotional deal with Lou DiBella, Amanda Serrano, to co-promote Amanda Serrano. All the numbers of that deal were in a contract. The first fight in New York, another fight, and then the Katie Taylor fight. All the numbers are in there. It wasn't like to be agreed. It was contracted and signed. Okay? So then it comes out that Amanda Serrano actually hasn't seen this contract, and Lou DiBella signed it, and now I'm like expected to give her a second fight where she's coming out. This all started, she came out on Twitter and said, I will fight Katie Taylor if the money's right. And I'm like, well, hang on a minute, I've got a contract with you. So She's like, well, I never signed a contract. I'm like, you might want to speak to Lou DiBella. So, like, if this was someone I disliked, Lou DiBella would have a major problem. But we'll work it out, and I'm not looking to cause any problems. But Amanda Serrano's out there. This is ridiculous. This has been signed on my behalf. No, your promoter signed it. They own your promotional rights. You're signed to fight Katie Taylor. So I'm not giving you another fight. I didn't want to give you the first fight. But now I'm giving you that fight and another fight. And then you get to the Katie Taylor fight and you go, no, actually, I don't want it. So you can have the second fight, but you got to fight Katie Taylor. If you want more money, we'll talk about it. But don't forget, you know, your promoter signed a contract for those 3 fights. So yeah, it's been an interesting few exchanges. And again, like if I wasn't as laid back as I am, I would have a major legal problem with it. But I'll let Lou get away with this one as he's my friend.
I think Eddie is obviously partially right because we've heard things within the Team Serrano camp, but not entirely right because I don't think it's necessarily Lou DiBella's fault in this situation. And maybe Robbie might disagree with me, but Amanda Serrano then had a tweet today, and again, it's funny because the information that I know and I'm privy to, and so is Rob and others within MCR. Well, we know sources. You know, hold on, sources. But Amanda Serrano comes out today and says with this post, a picture of her, and she goes, "My manager Jordan's #man cave is all #Serrano sisters down. Has a little bit of everything, us. Bobbleheads, Funko Pops, porcelain figures, awards, trophies, and a bunch of other neat things. Proud man," winky face emoji. And it's just it's just funny, Rob, because and kind of creepy because it's when you know or if you have the information that Jordan, her manager that's talked about in the tweet, actually runs her Twitter account. It's not Amanda Serrano. It's Jordan, her manager. And so this is him posting about himself.
He could have just said, check out my man cave.
Oh my God. Or go to his own fucking account. Anyways. Yeah. And then it's also funny because the sources we know within the Serrano camp is that he is one of the key reasons why there is this dispute between Lou DiBella, Eddie Hearn, and Amanda Serrano. It is him in particular. And it was just funny to me. I saw that today, and I'm like, that's kind of creepy and weird. And, you know, for those that follow MMA, it strikes of like an Ali Abdelaziz move completely. You know, the manager of Khabib Nurmagomedov, for those who might not know the name but know him. It's weird. And Rob, your thoughts on the Amanda Serrano situation, that it's always evolving and changing?
It's just clear to me that they just want more money.
They being who?
Just like Serrano and the team. Whereas, and I don't believe for 1 second she didn't know the numbers, because there is stuff that at the time I thought it was her saying it, but if it's
that's where it all changed.
Yeah,
we have a Luis Ortiz situation going on here.
Yeah.
We really, or Guillermo Rigondeaux, for like other guys that have way too many promoters, way too many managers.
Used to work at Dade. Was he at Dade Promotions for a little while?
You know what's funny is that could be true.
It could totally be true. So you know, it was saying it was like bragging to another fighter, like, yeah, get this fight out of the way. Next fight, 6 figures. Blah blah blah. You know, I love DAZN. I love this new thing. And then I think information has come out what Volante got against Taylor and things like that, and they just want more money. That's simple.
If I'm a betting man, okay, this is my assumption from the very little we know about this situation. And I think we've kind of told you what we all know about it pretty well, right? We've give enough details about the situation enough that we can sort of make an opinion about it. I think Lou DiBella and Jordan, I don't know his last name, the manager and promoter of Amanda Serrano, went to this meeting, obviously, with Eddie Hearn, signed this deal, maybe without Serrano being there, but Jordan saying, no, we've discussed it. We're good. We've talked about the numbers. He spoke to Lou on Amanda Serrano's behalf. That does happen all the time. Like sometimes fighters don't deal with their promoters when it comes to contracts. That 100% does happen. Trust me. I've talked to enough fighters. They aren't the ones in the negotiation room. Their manager does that. Their promoter does that. Somebody else is in there on their behalf, and they just do what they say. Kind of. That's a normal thing in combat sports. And Jordan went back, or I should say, Serrano found out what the numbers were. Maybe not even knowing what the numbers were. Sort of like Luis Ortiz, who didn't even know that the offer was $7 million, right? Like he didn't even know what the offer was. Right? Didn't that come out? Like he had no idea what the offer was? Am I misremembering that?
Yeah.
Something to that effect. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened here, where Jordan either did not discuss things with Amanda Serrano, signed on her behalf, blah, blah. Sort of like right of attorney. He has that sort of, legal right in a sense, maybe.
Like Eddie said, like Lou
can as a but the manager also has to sign on probably, and he maybe has right of attorney or something along those lines. And Serrano wanted more money, and Jordan, the manager on her behalf, because that's what manager does, then goes back and asks for more money, and then Lou and Eddie are like, "Wait, what's the deal here? We all were in agreement here, right? Like Jordan, you said that she was fine with it.
Yeah,
she wasn't." And I think that's what would happen here, to be quite honest. And
there's part of her contract is out there. There's like a screenshot like of her, and it's 80,000 for that first fight. Now there's world champion like male fighters that have had like 40 grand for a world title fight.
Yeah, it does happen, especially in the low weight classes.
And this is like $80,000 as a female fighter. First, and what was it? Wasn't it a vacant WBO? She just looked like a giant compared to the opponent, because she just had either come up or shrunk down from another weight, and she just looked like a fully grown adult versus a child, basically. So it's very, very good money for that first fight of the deal. 6 figures for the second. I mean, I don't even know what the Katie Taylor money would be, but yeah, it's just a case of wanting more out of the deal. But I don't know. It's we've heard sort of different sides of it, and it just sounds like a bit of a mess, really. But I'm sure they'll sort it all out.
Yeah, right.
It's contracted, so.
Yeah. Anyways, franchise champions, all that shit, clean boxing programs. I don't believe shit when it comes to boxing. Unfortunately for UK fans, the Manny Pacquiao Keith Thurman fight will be pay-per-view, guys.
This is great banter. It really is.
Oh dear. PBC.
Go, Rob. I mean, look, I already have to pay for this. So I've already said, like, I have no issue paying for this. I think this is this is actually like a really good pay-per-view main event and card. Like, there's zero issues with buying this. So, Rob, this is a UK topic. Over to you.
No, it just should not be pay-per-view for the UK audience. It's not a UK fight. It's not anyone of sort of, I guess there's obviously there's Pacquiao fans littered across the world, but would I say most people know Keith Thurman in this country? No. Would they know? We're going to get Caleb Plant on there? No, they won't know him. I don't know. I just think it's and I think we were told when ITV got the PBC deal that it was free, or we wouldn't be getting these pay-per-views. Maybe if it's a UK card, like we had De Gale and Eubank, then fine. It's a UK card put on, PBC UK sort of pushed fighters, then that's fine. Even though that shouldn't have been pay-per-view either, really. But that's UK fighters on UK TV. Understandable. But a card, where are they fighting? MGM Grand?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So 5 a.m., I guess they'll be coming out. Can't see it doing very good number. I think it's all just to pitch in and help pay the Pacquiao, the Pacquiao money, any income they can get from it. But I can't see it doing very good at all, personally. But yeah, just a bit cheeky, I think. Bit of a cheeky one. A pay-per-view.
Wait, I'll be honest. I was arguing in the chat with some people saying some really stupid shit that Luis Ortiz isn't a top 10 heavyweight, which is just...
Matt, I've told you. Just let it go.
That's so crazy. Were you saying that like Eubank DeGale was more worthy of pay-per-view than Pacquiao Thurman, or did I mishear you?
It's more understandable because it's UK fighters on a UK.
What?
It's prime time. Look, Matt, have you got?
Oh my god!
Did I say it's more worthy?
You said more understanding.
Yes, because it's British fighters on British TV.
That's a synonym for worthy. Like,
no, no, you don't even want to listen. It's fine.
Oh my god, bro, don't get upset.
I'm not upset. It's just you're just laughing all over it, and I don't understand why you're not getting my point.
I understand your point. I just don't think how do I phrase it? It's like it. I don't think that point trumps like Pacquiao's name value, even in the UK. The only thing that hurts, in my opinion, speaking of Pacquiao Thurman pay-per-view, is the fact that it's on the same day / night, in a sense, as White Rivas. Like, I think if Pacquiao Thurman was on its, Pacquiao Thurman was on its own date or own day without another competitive UK pay-per-view, we don't have this conversation about it being like a failure potentially in the UK.
I think we do.
I think it'd do 100 to 200,000 buys and it's no issue. Easy.
No.
Easy. Fuck yeah, man. It's Pacquiao. It's Thurman. People buy pay-per-view is not at 5 a.m. anymore. You got to think about it that way too. That's 100,000 buys easy in the UK. Easy if it's not competing with White Rivas.
Nah.
White Rivas is a different conversation because that's a Sky machine. That's the Matchroom fan base, fucking diehard right there. That's gonna pick Dylan White over everything. Of course, you know that. Come on, you're of that ilk. You're Dylan White, flag waver #1 in the group, man. And of course you're gonna buy White Rivas over Pacquiao Thurman if you had to pick one, because A, it's prime time. A, it's a big UK name and it's a relevant UK heavyweight or just heavyweight period. It's a decent fight, but Pacquiao Thurman just better across the board. Like, it is the best pay-per-view we've had since Ward Kovalev. Probably. Oh, no. Sorry. Canelo Triple G. What am I thinking? Canelo Triple G.
Yeah, we've had, as in America.
Wasn't Canelo Triple G pay-per-view in the UK?
Yeah, the second one was.
Second one was. So, yeah, I think for both. I think this is probably the best pay-per-view in terms of what it means, the names involved since Canelo Triple G. Even if you add, the AJ pay-per-views. Because you have to remember, especially without hindsight, Rob, AJ Ruiz was not what it was. When you have AJ Povetkin, that was the other AJ pay-per-view in the meantime, right? What other pay-per-views have happened since Canelo Triple G?
What, here?
Yeah, there have been Josh Warrington, Carl Frampton. That's a decent fight. I like that fight. Wilder Fury.
That wasn't pay-per-view.
That wasn't pay-per-view?
Sorry. I was thinking Wilder somewhere.
Yeah, I think Pacquiao Thurman's the best pay-per-view since Canelo Triple G. Easy.
Maybe to Americans.
Then what's your answer?
What's the best pay-per-view?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know. But I mean, that wasn't that good either.
What?
Like as a card, Canelo Triple G.
But that fight. I'm talking about the fight.
The main event.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Because I don't remember every card's depth, to be quite honest. Like,
Yeah.
that'd be hard for me to remember that.
Yeah. Usyk belly.
Ooh. That one had, like, meaning for me and you, too, man.
Yeah.
That finally settled an old grudge between me and you. That's a good one, but that's like a personal one.
Yeah.
You know, that's not one that's like a consensus. That's like me and you. Yeah, that one meant something.
I don't know. But all I'm saying is I don't think this is doing very good over here.
Well, especially with White Rivas.
But I just still think that if it had its own day. It's 5 a.m. in the morning. Not many. No, I don't think any casuals are going to know the name Keith Thurman.
They know Pacquiao.
Yeah, but it's like, who? Keith Thurman? Never heard of him. Am I staying up till 5 to watch it? Nah, I just don't see it.
But again, like I've said, Rob, like you have to ignore the fact that it's 5 a.m. because people are waking up at 9 a.m. and still ordering it, or they ordered it and they recorded it, you know, whatever, and they woke up the next day, played on the DVR, you know. You have on demand now. Like I think, like the age of it being 5 a.m. being a huge issue, I don't think is as much. Like that's why, like I never really
even free fights in America because they're on at 3 in the afternoon is a huge issue.
But I never thought that was the biggest issue. I thought I've been pretty consistent on that. Like I don't think that's the biggest issue in the world for cards. Like if you have a good fight and it's at 3 p.m. on Saturday, people are going to watch it still.
Yeah. Anyway,
like Triple G Brooke when that was in the UK, that did really good numbers on HBO from what I remembered, right?
I don't know.
Anyways, digressing. We can move on. On the topic of Matchroom and Sky, in a sense, because we were talking about White Rivas, at least in the periphery. Devin Haney is sort of now on the move here, per Dan Raphael. Spent some time this afternoon hanging with Eddie Hearn. He said real Devin Haney's next fight will be a WBC eliminator versus Abdulev, and that will likely take place in Las Vegas, September 13th, the night before Canelo's next fight. So you're going to have a Friday night show that's sort of like a fight night show with Devin Haney as the main event, probably in Vegas in a small venue, and then Saturday be Canelo versus Triple G, probably at the T-Mobile. Rob, thoughts on this?
I think that's a good little plan. Didn't they do that? Wasn't one of the Canelo fights and the night before was Ryan Garcia?
I want to say so, but I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
Or was it like the week before?
No, I think it was fight week. I think it was the Friday. I think so.
Probably. But anyway, was that the Jason Velez fight?
Might have been.
The one where everyone was like, "Ooh, maybe he isn't that good, guys."
Yeah. When the wheel started getting a little loose on the hype train, like a couple of nuts and bolts fell off.
Yeah, easily.
But yeah, no, I like it, and obviously Devin Haney off the back of the knockout that went, sort of semi-boxing viral, sort of mini version. He even done his own copy where he made the guy's head continuously spin round and round after he landed the big shot. But yeah, and I think Vegas is his hometown, right? So good. I think it's a good idea. And then, like you say, running into the Canelo fight that is going to be made after Eddie makes Joshua Ruiz to win the friendly bet with Oscar. But yeah, no, it's good to know he's going to be back out. And obviously, WBC eliminator. So obviously, we're looking at in-house fight with Campbell and Haney coming up pretty soon.
Agreed. Moving on. Remember, guys, call in.
You didn't even listen.
No.
I
know Haney Campbell. I know Campbell's gonna beat Loma. Blah blah blah. I get the joke.
Agreed.
You made the same joke
every time. Yeah.
Every time it's brought up.
One day it's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be like, "See,
I told you the UK guy would win
against the generate once in a generation
pound for pound talent."
Oh, and the once in a generation cruiserweight.
Yeah,
fucking Ukrainians, man.
Jesus Christ, they're fucking the whole game up. Remember, guys, call in 323-870-4051. Press 1 to get in the queue. International callers, calling on Skype, Mixed Combat Radio. Somebody put Tony Yoka as a top 10 heavyweight above Luis Ortiz. That's just, God, guys.
He's pound for pound the most tests missed.
The PBC hate / Matchroom fan base, you guys are wild sometimes. You guys.
You see the other news? Did you see the other news there from Dan as well?
No.
There's another piece because you didn't announce the announcement of Matchroom.
I was getting to it.
Oh, I thought because you read that bit at the bottom.
And the tweet you sent me didn't work, by the way.
The last one is just about Estrada.
Yeah, I already have that up, man. Relax. That's not a fight announcement. So like, there's been like some. I get to fight announcements usually first, then like if some guy signs a promotional deal. Gary saying Blog Talk's not working. Then Skype, Mixed Combat Radio. Sorry about that, guys. Blog Talk, being Blog Talk. But remember, call in. Gary, you call in. I want to talk to you. I don't know about what, but I just want to talk. Andrew Consejo versus Rene Alvarado has been ordered by the WBA. I think this is going to be a fun rematch. The first fight was really fun, and Cancio has been on a tear lately, honestly. Those Machado fights are enlightening. He seems to be putting it all together in a way that some guys just do in the middle of their career. They have this renaissance of talent and ability that they just did not have previously. It seems like that's what's happening here. But the Rene Alvarado fight will be a good indicator of how far has he changed, how far has his ability come in recent years. Moving on, as Rob wants to get to so quickly, Matchroom announcing that they have signed Ron Francisco and Strada. Rob, thoughts?
Yeah, it's a good signing, I think. Obviously, they matched him up against Rung Vizai, who they'd already signed, and yeah, so he beat Rung Vizai. So yeah, go and sign the guy that beat your guy, I guess. No, but it's a good. I think this is maybe leading into a Yafai fight, providing Yafai keeps doing his thing. But yeah, no, good signing, and I think he's going to be headlining his own show in Mexico. I think Matt's trying to pretend to Gary that he's trying to get him on the call, but
Gary called in, but he just hung up on me. What are you doing, Gary? Anyways,
weirdo.
Jump Tube asking live fight chats tonight. No, sorry guys.
Why not? I could just keep pressing. That would work.
Because look, I'm not gonna sit here for 2 hours and have a show about Andrade Selitsky or Charlo Adams, guys. Sorry, just not gonna do that. Maybe a post-fight show if it's like really fun fights and like we all like if Twitter's popping and it seems like there's a lot of energy behind them. Yeah, I'll do a show, but I doubt it. I think
Phil will be back by then.
I think a lot of people take this night off in a way, to be honest.
Which is why you should be working. You working when they're not working. See what I did there? When they're sleeping, I'm working.
Awesome there. Anyways, Estrada Matchroom. I felt like that was going to be an obvious move for him. I think that's the last topic of the day. Yes, it is.
Just that he's going to be headlining his own card in Mexico, August 24th, I think it is.
Good for him. He's probably not going to fight anyone legit. I don't care. Lawrence Okolie. His return, his glorious main event has been pushed back. Rob, are you like me and you have a conspiracy theory here? Where the day after we heard from Eddie Hearn that they were going to consolidate their UK shows to strengthen the card depth, they cancel one of the UK cards that really lacked a notable fight, main event of any sort. Think there's a link between the two?
No, because this is still before September 1st, the start of the new season. So,
fuck off.
Yeah, you can take your conspiracy theories and, do whatever with it. But no, yeah, shame. Obviously, fighters have been in camps, and like the likes of Fowler versus Brian Rose was. A lot of people were like looking forward to, Fowler's return, and this was going to be a good fight coming back, blah blah blah, and suddenly fighters aren't getting paid. They've put money into camps and that, so it must, a real shame when a card gets pulled and these fighters have been doing their thing, getting all prepared. But yeah, Coley's opponent pulled out. They're shifting that onto maybe the Dillian White card. I think that has been confirmed against a new opponent. I think it might be against Sam Hyde. Eddie tweeted that out today. You don't even know. Don't worry about it.
I know who Sam Hyde is. I've seen him fight.
I'm talking to the British fans right now.
Hey, Coley is like in our top 15 ranking, I believe. Is he? Was that
made it?
Was that nice? I don't know if I was nice that day.
I've seen improvements under Shane McGuigan, so we'll see in the next fight.
Yeah, I've seen very, very slight, marginal, incremental improvements.
Isn't that better than
no improvements? Yes, of course. Yes, it's better than no improvements. Yes.
Yes. So,
do I see the same drastic leaps in ability that I see in other prospects? No. But
yeah, but he just hits hard. Don't worry about it.
It doesn't hit well.
What?
So he doesn't hit well though.
No, but when it lands, it lands. Don't worry about it.
Okay, Wilder fanboy.
Don't worry about it. What? A Coley fanboy?
I said Wilder fanboy. Ooh. No, same logic. See, that's one.
Yeah.
You get the joke?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay,
I get it.
Just make sure. I just wanted to explain it.
I'm saying not everyone, as proven by the future WBC franchise heavyweight champion. You don't have to be good boxers to go places. What else is it? And the Fowler fight, I think, is being moved to a next-gen card, possibly, I think, in August. But yeah, shame it falls out. This was hopefully going to be my break me in media credentials show, and I might just have to go straight. I might just have to go straight into a pay-per-view event.
Hey, but I'll tell you this, okay? There's a huge benefit to going to the bigger shows over the small shows because the small shows don't have anything for you. Like, there was zero food, zero water or drinks for the media, zero food vouchers. Not even like the little, hey, here's a ticket for $15 off at the concession stand to go get some food. It wasn't even that at the Top Rank show. That was legit a small show in a casino in the middle of nowhere. Going to a big show, you get nice food, you get free water. Hopefully you get a media room, because that's when it gets bitching. If you get a media room, instead of just the media row and that's it, and y'all, fucking crammed in there like sardines. I fucking hate that shit. But anyways, you're gonna like it.
It was just, first time in a long time I would have seen Cousin Eddie and everything. It would have been nice to just do it on a smaller.
Of course. But also, Rob, the beauty of it is that you're going to have more opportunities to get what I had, where you get random boxing fans coming up to you and going,
oh, the boxing voice.
Yo. It was great. And then, like, the next thing they said was, yo, it's trash without you. And I was like,
Any of you radio personalities think you want smoke?
Damn it.
Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke.
It's great. But the fans that did come out and recognize me, thank you. I appreciate it. Those that obviously were subscribers of Mixed Combat Radio, you guys were fantastic. Thank you. And those that weren't and were like, where were you? It was awesome getting to sort of reconnect with you guys as listeners and fans.
Shout out to the guy because he made your night.
Oh man, he said like the nicest things to me. Like he wanted to take a picture with me. He took a picture with me. Like,
get the fuck out of here.
I've had that happen before. Like, shut up. That does happen. Okay. When you actually get out of the studio, Rob, and you get out there in the real world, people recognize you. Trust me.
Oh.
But it was fun, man. Like, and I just want to say, like, if I'm ever at an event and you're at an event and you see me, come up, talk to me. I always love that, man. Like, that's honestly the best part of this job is getting to meet some of you guys.
Tell the story of when Richard Comey walked through the building.
Oh my god, dude, that was so good. So not everyone there obviously is a hardcore fan. It's a casino fight, so the casino like just trying to give out tickets there, right? That's how it usually is. So I'm walking to the lobby because usually fighters come into the lobby like Pro Grace, Mike. I'm trying to catch one of those guys, right, before the fights are really getting going, before the big fights at least, before Indominus, before the co-main event at least. And Richard Comey is coming through. So I filmed that, blah, 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 right? But as I'm like sort of like done filming and leaving and he's still walking through, this group of people coming by are like, who is that? And they're already inside. They've already bought their ticket, right? Like they're inside. Or they bought their ticket. They got comps. And like, who is that? And I just lean in and I go, it's the main event. And they gave me the dirtiest fucking look. One of the girls almost threw a drink at me, so I just like ran. I was not ready for that smoke, man. I was not ready. But that was funny. That was good. Also, I didn't tell you this story yet. But the guy that was like really hyped to see me, right? The guy that was really hyped. He was hyped, period. Right? He was one of those guys. And he was sitting right in front of Media Row, right next to Mikey Garcia, man. It was hilarious. Mikey was enjoying it, I'll put it that way. Mikey was enjoying the show from the fan more so than the fights. We all were. But one media guy was not. He was not enjoying this hyped fan. And we had...
Did this media member eat him?
No.
Wasn't it?
I didn't know who this guy was. I'll be honest. I didn't know who this guy was. He's probably some newspaper guy. I didn't know him.
I had a hunch.
No, he wasn't there. Dan wasn't there.
Oh, no, he's in Providence. Yeah,
Dan wasn't there. Steve Kim was there for ESPN.
I didn't say his name, actually. God, why did you have to bring Dan into it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Anyways, it's the end of the show. Trust me, the promoters and fighters that listen to this show are not listening for an hour and a half. Trust me. They're just not doing that. But this media member and this fan were like getting into a yelling match because the media guy told him to sit down. And like it's a fan. He comes back with, "Excuse me," and he's a East Coast guy, right, Rob? So you instantly know what I'm talking about with the hyped East Coast guy. And so the motherfucker comes out. I paid $2,000 for this for me and my son. Fuck you. Fuck your mother, right? It goes off.
Should have thrown some water on him, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, it's deadly for those guys. You can't do that. They want to charge somebody for that. That's a crime. But the top rank, like, sort of PR guy, and he's like a skinny ginger kid, right? Like, he's a young guy. He is not built for this scenario. He comes charging in there, man, and he points his finger and he's like, "Hey, stop it." Yo.
Hey, stop it. Oh, my God.
And the fan goes, "Fuck you, too." And so he just... and
he just melted away.
And this is the guy, again, that has come up to me and said, "Hey, I'm a big fan of what you do. You're like the best journalist in the game." I'm like, "Okay, look, like you don't have to lie to me, but thank you. I appreciate it. My ego boost does not need this, trust me, but I appreciate it." He was the one that was getting into this altercation, so I just sat there. It's happening right next to me, and I'm just ignoring it, man. I'm like, I'm going on my computer typing nothing. Because I'm not a writer, so like I'm just typing nothing, so I look like I'm doing something, so I don't get involved in this shit. Oh, it was great.
Tell him, Matt, tell him.
No, I was like, no.
I'm just being the best journalist.
No, I'm just the best journalist typing. It's like fucking random letters and numbers and shit on the computer. Nothing. Anyways, go to fights. It's fun. Even if you're fans, just go to fights. Go buy cheap tickets. Especially go to like small shows if you can that you like love to see a fight. Like I love Richard Comey, right? Like you know that. It was fun to see Richard Comey fight. Like I was hyped watching like my guy fight. Like Richard Comey is one of those guys like that's on my short list of like fighters I need to watch. But digressing, fun time, and thank you for all those fans that came out, recognized me, and said name redacted was trash since me and Rob left. Appreciate that. Going to callers, though. Gary in Dallas on the Skype machine. Gary.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, man?
All right, Gary.
Hey, how's it going, Rob?
I'm good. I'm good.
The Name Redacted show is trash since you guys left. It's Name Redacted gone wild and no one to keep him in check. It's not really listenable to, for large amounts of time. Very short doses. Unless you want the Deontay Wilder and Keith Thurman happy hour. But
I want
moving on.
smoke.
The Comey fight was what you said it was. I thought Beltran would, and Beltran had some moments.
He did,
but he lost pretty much every round. I thought he came out and fought wrong. Like it looked like he wanted to try to outbox him early, and that's not what he's going to do. He had to try to get him going backwards.
Yes.
Had to try to impose his physical strength, and he didn't. I just thought he fought the wrong fight, and then he, got hurt early and was never really in the fight. And he had some moments, but he was outgunned from the beginning.
I agree, especially since anytime Comey was not going forward, throwing combinations, he was struggling. Honestly, he did not do well when Beltran was lighting him up with that left hook. Not at all.
If you can get Comey going backwards, you have him. You can pick him apart.
He's extremely flawed.
With Teofimo, I mean Teofimo's big, right, for the size, 135. But I don't know if he has the experience and physical man strength yet to make Comey go backwards. If he can't, it's going to be a heck of a fight. If this fight's in the middle of the ring, Teofimo was obviously quicker, but Comey's a tank and he's strong and he hits hard.
I don't know about that. Like Comey has fast hands, man. Like that was another thing that was helping him beat Beltran was that he was faster to the punch every time. He was extremely fast when it came to his combinations. Yeah, good point.
Don't you think that's kind of like being to the punch? I mean, it's not
maybe. Obviously, that he looked so much faster because it's Beltran. Maybe you're right. Obviously, context is key.
I guess that fight is going to be made next, right? I mean that's
Teofimo obviously has a fight with Nakatini. Oh, I forget when.
Right, assuming he wins that.
I think he will. Nakatini is not that good. And also, quick note: Teofimo Lopez, he is awesome with fans. Like he took so much time out of his day at the fight to just take pictures with people. He was in the back, just like had a line of people almost all night coming and take pictures with him. That was awesome of him. Same with Mike Garcia. Like they were awesome when it came to taking pictures with people. Oh, another quick point, just because I was there and I like making these notes because people I know like hearing stories about fighters at the fights. Jose Ramirez's son, oh my God, is so adorable. Like as somebody that has a son around that age, he was hilarious. He was stealing the show around the ring. Anytime Jose Ramirez was had to take a picture with the fan, his son would get in front and try posing. It was adorable. Like his kid was 4 years old, 3 years old. He was young. I love that shit, man. I just want to make a quick note of that.
Jose Ramirez was there? I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
What was he there for? Just to take in the
fight? Yeah. He's just there taking the fights.
Okay.
Regis was there.
Yeah, Regis Prograis was there as well, though I didn't really see Regis that much. I saw him
lost him.
I saw him when I came through the door, but I was coming through the door. I have all my shit to get there. I wanted to put my camera together, all that stuff. I was not ready to film. And I didn't see Prograis again.
Unfortunately. Told him Gary's picked him to win, so unlucky. Sorry about that.
My one issue though with Teofimo Lopez is I am concerned about the sort of the dad factor. Because I didn't film this because I was in line to take a Mike Garcia interview, obviously, which you can see. But Teofimo Lopez's dad was holding court for a media scrum. And I couldn't hear him because he was far away, but I could see him. And it reminded me of Angel Garcia, but prime Angel Garcia. Back in the 90s Angel, before he ever when he just got out of jail. That Angel, right? It was a little bit too much. And for a guy like Teofimo who seemed so laid back, that was just a really interesting dynamic, and that made me concerned in a way. Just 'cause I've seen dads and sons in boxing not really do much, and they have issues and so forth with personality clashes. I think that's going to be one in the future. Digressing though, Gary. Sorry, I interrupted you.
That father-son dynamic.
Yeah. It's interesting.
There's always conflict, right? I mean, it never goes smoothly, right? Like Zab and his dad, Floyd and his dad. You know, you go to baseball. Ken Griffey Jr. played for his dad and quit baseball until they fired him. Like, it never goes well, right?
The only one I can think of in recent memory that really like never had any issues was Robert Guerrero and his dad. They always seemed like they got along, but that was the only one.
It's never good. I remember Ken Griffey Sr. yelling at Ken Griffey Jr. in the dugout, and then Ken Griffey Jr. going on the injury list like the next day and missing the rest of the season until they fired his dad. It's like this. Fathers and son in sports have a tumultuous relationship that especially when your son's the star, right? Because you're still his dad, right? And like, I'm still going to tell you what to do, and the son's ego as a superstar is like, I don't have to listen to you anymore. It's never good. But let's digress from that.
Kenny and Sean.
Kenny and Sean's not a bad one.
I was thinking about, right?
Kenny and Sean's not a bad one, but
Chris and Chris.
Yeah, I'm like Chris and Chris. I'm like, who the fuck? Oh, Eubank. Yo, but you know what? Eubank Jr. He doesn't really hang out with his dad's not as active in a role with his training year round as some people think.
Not anymore.
And I think that's helped him. To be honest, I think there's a benefit to having your dad just kind of maybe be there, but not be intimately involved with the training. Look at Ryan Garcia, for example.
I mean, Conor Ben's dad, obviously Nigel could be, front row center and taking line, but he's way over in Australia, comes over every now and then, but he's left Conor. Yeah, it's not.
There's a benefit to that.
Or Nigel Ben's son, you're going to go out there and be Conor Ben, do your own thing. But it's a tricky one.
Look at Chavez Jr. I think Chavez Jr. had a huge issue getting under that shadow or getting out from that shadow of his dad.
Especially when his dad said to Canelo, basically, I wish you were my son.
and I think his dad, again, was so involved in his career. I mean, and again, your dad's fucking Chavez Sr., one of the greatest Mexican boxers of all time. There's an issue there. Like, there is, like Gary says, like, there's a long history of, like, that not being an easy thing to get over.
Yeah. I mean, didn't the WBC try to stop it? About fathers.
Yeah, I remember that, man. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you can stop it. That's your trainer. That's your trainer. I mean, I was when I paid the $20 to watch Zab Judah fight against Clea Selden on the undercard.
We'll edit that out, Gary. Don't worry.
On the undercard, Buddy McGirt Jr. fought. And Buddy McGirt didn't even train him. Yeah.
That's cool.
I remember Buddy McGirt. He was supposed to be good at one point, but never really panned out. His dad doesn't even train him. Because I was looking for his dad in the corner one day.
Interesting, because his dad's like obviously one of the best trainers in the sport. Like he's a top 20 trainer, easy.
Right.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought so too. Oh yeah, how about your favorite trainer, Robles? Do you think he'll get Trainer of the Year?
It was nice interviewing him. Yesterday, he's such a nice guy, man. Like, we follow each other on Instagram.
He's the worst trainer in boxing.
He is one. He's one not the best trainers in boxing. He's not. I will admit that. But he is such a nice guy. Like he follows me, and I follow him on IG, and he has a private account. That shows you how nice he is. And we've only met maybe a handful of times and interviewed each other, or I've interviewed him.
He used to follow you.
Yeah, he still does. Shut up.
Oh, now you just
now I don't. Oh, okay. I think Manny Robles to me is a nice Abel Sanchez. So we kind of overlook the fact that he's kind of a basic trainer and he kind of teaches one style because he is a nice guy. Gary?
it worked. Who did he just lose? Robles just who split with Robles recently?
I mean, everyone. You have Valdez, Magdaleno, Conlon.
Yeah, Valdez. But you think Valdez sucks too, so I guess he should have left. But that's not relevant. Comey and Teofimo Lopez is what I want to talk about.
Okay.
You guys are all leaning towards Lopez based on the athleticism and the wow factor. Or is anyone picking Comey to win that fight?
I'll be honest, man. He might be one of those, like, I just can't pick him in this fight. Like, in terms of Teofimo Lopez, like, he has not shown it with the right guy for me to pick him in this matchup. Like, I kind of lean on that logic, at least for me. I'm going to hesitantly preliminary pick Comey because he's just more battle tested. He's beaten legit opponents, top 10, top 5 opponents. And I think he is getting better. And plus, he might just have the worst style for Teofimo Lopez in a way. So I'm going to hesitantly pick Comey. But you know me, man. I'm a huge Teofimo Lopez fan. But he hasn't done it with the right guy yet for me to pick him.
I agree. He really hasn't fought anyone near that level.
No.
Unfortunately, if he wants to get a belt at this weight class, there's only 2 guys he can get it from, and the other one's Loma. So I guess he's fighting Comey first. You know, it's
Rob,
a tough division. You know, there's no easy belt to pick up.
Yeah, Rob, you texted me, off air, and you're like, hot take, Comey beats Lopez. And like I said, I don't think that's a hot take. I think a lot of people are still going to pick Comey to beat Lopez. I think you're going to have, obviously, that contingent of Lopez fans. But I think you're going to have I think a majority of people are going to side with the experience of Comey.
Whoa, is that you?
What do you mean?
Does that include you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Comey?
Yeah.
So you're not properly driving there.
Rob, you know me. Like, I'm a huge Frampton fan, but I picked Warrington to beat him. I'm realistic.
And we both picked Frampton.
Like, I'm a huge Frampton fan. I scored Frampton beating Leo Santa Cruz in the rematch. That's how much of a fanboy I am of Frampton, and I was also drunk. But digressing, okay? What was that, Gary?
I don't think scoring Frampton to beat Santa Cruz in either fight was inappropriate.
No, it was definitely inappropriate in the rematch. It was. No, stop, Gary. It was. I was off my shit when I saw that fight.
I don't think. I mean, I think I scored them both. I think for Santa Cruz, but they were both really close. I thought.
Anyways, digressing. Rob, you know me. Like, if I see somebody that I like and I don't like them in a fight, I'm not going to pick them. Crawford Spence is another great example. You know me. Crawford's one of my all-time favorite fighters. Period. Like boxing, MMA, whatever, all time favorite fighters. He's in that top 10 list for me. He is.
Is he a good MMA fighter?
Anyways, I pick Spence to beat him right now because Crawford has not shown me enough in the welterweight division like Spence has.
Oh, you should join the fanboy.
That's why I'm the best journalist in the game, Rob.
Oh my god! Which was told to you by a fanboy.
Yes. But digressing. Gary. I think we're all in agreement here, actually, Gary, that Comey beats Lopez right now. We all are. Surprisingly.
Okay. I was not expecting everyone to pick Comey. I kind of thought everyone would say, oh, this is a really good fight, and then say, I'm going to take Teofimo off the wow factor. But everyone's going with Comey. Okay, I like that. And you think Comey will open up a favorite? A betting favorite?
Yeah, and I can see the line changing, maybe even switching.
Yeah,
I can see that happening. And also, Gary, just for you to know, everyone in the chat seems to be picking Comey too. Like, and it's all the same reasoning as us. Like, it's too soon for Lopez right now.
Yeah, I agree. And then we were talking about Mikey Garcia since he's not fighting Danny, or doesn't look like he's going to fight Danny next. Everyone else, every other name at 40 and 47 is taken. So where does he go? Like, who would he fight next, or is he going to just take a lot of time off and wait it out?
He's either going to do that and fight, let's say, like a Jose Ramirez, Maurice Hooker winner I don't think he fights Prograis Taylor winner. Like that's not a lucrative fight in the same way that Ramirez potentially is in the California market. Or like Maurice Hooker is going to attach a huge DAZN offer, so in that sense, it's going to be lucrative. I think, and obviously the other option is Danny. Like I agree. I think the only big name at 140, 147 that's free and open right now is Danny Garcia, and he even said that's an interesting fight.
Yeah,
like he is interested in that matchup. I don't know which way he sides. I don't know which way he goes because Mikey's a weird guy to sort of gauge and guess on. He just really does go to the beat of his own drum. And again, I think he might just wait for that Ramirez-Hooker fight because the winner of that presents an option for him, a legit option for him. That's a belt attached to it. And he kind of blew off 135, but maybe he's legit honest about his reason that, hey, like I want to fight at 140 first, then go to 135, which makes sense, obviously. And he would do that. I don't necessarily believe that at this point, but maybe he would want to face a Prograis Hooker winner and then a Lomachenko fight at 135. Maybe that's interesting. Maybe he's interested in that. I don't know. Mikey is one of those guys that's hard to gauge.
Do you think he could beat Prograis at 140?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great fight. Yeah. I mean, I don't know who I'd pick. I'd have to see Mikey again.
It's just not a money fight the same way that Ramirez is, right? Or that even Hooker is, just because Hooker's connected to DAZN in a way that Prograis is not.
Right, and you don't think they're going to want to make Hooker versus Virgil Ortiz first? Because I mean,
why?
Because it's an easy fight that can make a lot of money. Oh, I don't want to say an easy fight. It's a fight that's easily made that would make a lot of money in Dallas.
I mean, you're talking about the co-promoted fight with two promoters that are currently going at each other on social media. I mean, is it?
Who make fights together though, right? I mean,
yeah. But again, I think Hooker is second on that list at 140, and he's second on that list to the guy he's fighting. So if he loses that fight, obviously he's not in the conversation. If he wins the fight, he is. But Ramirez is probably the number one option for him, honestly, at this point. It's Mexico versus Mexico. It's California versus California. You could put that fight in Staples Center, at the Honda Center, wherever you want, and it will sell. The forum doesn't matter.
Well, the Hooker fight would sell too because you could put it in Dallas, and Mikey's already sold 50,000 seats. I mean, with Errol Spence, but he's already sold a huge number in Dallas.
Agree, but the ticket prices for LA versus Dallas are going to be completely different.
That's true.
Again, Ramirez is the number one most lucrative fight at 140. He just is. He has the best ratings of the bunch too when it comes to network ratings, ticket sales, attendance, overall gate revenue. He beats all the 140-pounders and some 147-pounders, honestly.
He does, yeah. I just look at him as the weak link at 140.
He might be.
So you're right. He's probably the biggest. He is the biggest draw. He is the biggest name from a monetary standpoint. Mm-hmm. But I also think he's the easy guy to take the belt off. Not the easy guy, but the easiest guy to take the belt off of. Which I think
he's stylistic.
Him to be who?
Sorry, he stylistically presents the easiest matchup for Mikey Garcia because he's the quote most basic, sort of boxer of the bunch. Who am I picking between Ramirez Hooker? Is that what you're gonna ask?
Yeah.
Probably gonna pick Ramirez. I think Hooker is a little bit of an overachiever. I think he's gonna come down to earth in a way with Ramirez. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I just think Ramirez he's hyped. He was an Olympian. He had a great amateur career. He's a good-looking kid. He's a really nice guy. He's easy to like. I just don't think he's very good. Like I think Baranchik beats him. I think there's a lot of guys out. I think Virgil Ortiz beats him. I think Barrios beats him. I think any of those top names at 140 beats him.
I don't think any of those guys beat him.
You don't think Baranchik beats him?
No. Man, come on. You're way more high on Baranchik than I am. Anthony Uga gave him a fucking tough fight, for God's sake.
Okay.
Like, Ramirez has fought actual, decent competition at 140. Not the best, but he's fought decent competition.
Okay, I mean,
Antonio
Ramirez has
Orozco.
some decent wins. Yeah, he has some decent wins.
Yeah.
I'm just, I don't see what he does. He's easily hittable. He stands in front of you. I don't see like what makes him different than Alex Salcedo. Like he's more skilled than Salcedo, so he's just like a little bit better version of Salcedo. Like I don't see anything that makes me think Ramirez can beat guys at the most elite level.
Well, again, I don't pick him to beat Prograis, Taylor, Mikey, by picking to beat Hooker, like Mario Barrios at this point, Ivan Branchik. Yeah, I pick him to beat those guys.
Okay.
Beat Amir Rahman, Mike Reed. Like he's beating some good names, man. Jose Cepeda. Like he has a decent resume, man.
If Virgil Ortiz goes out and blows out Orozco, would you still pick? I just think the way that Ramirez fights, he lines up perfectly with Virgil Ortiz's power.
Maybe, but I need to see more from Ortiz.
But I also want,
and the Orozco fight's a good fight towards that. Like if he knocks him out in 4 rounds, that's a statement. It is.
Yeah, we were talking about Carlos Adamez's power, and then he fought Patrick Day yesterday. He hit him clean a million times. It's like, well, maybe his power's not that great. It's like he can knock out lower level guys, and I'm not even Patrick Day's not even a top name, right? But Adames hit him with everything, and he didn't go anywhere. So maybe Adamez's power is a little overrated. His knockout percentage is really good, but who did he knock out? Virgil Ortiz has knocked out everyone, but really, who has he knocked out? So Orozco's a name. He's a good fighter. If Virgil can knock him out, then we know his power is real. What did you think of Adamez's performance yesterday?
I don't think it was that good.
ESPN, which you didn't hear. You haven't gone back and watched it?
No,
right?
no.
Yeah, they thought he was the bee's knees, and I was with you. I didn't think he looked that good at all, really.
I think he got lucky that he just had more pop than Patrick Day. I'll be honest. Like the fact that he had more power and he could take the shots of Day and he just could throw his shots that meant more and had more effect, won him that fight.
Right, but if he's fighting Jermell Charlo at 54 or Hurd or J-Rock, he's not going to be able to take those shots from those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys hit a lot harder than Patrick Day do. So, yeah, I was high on Adames too until yesterday. I was like, maybe we need to tap the brakes a little bit on that guy. Adames versus what's his name? The Golden Boy.
Munguia.
Munguia, who you got?
I like that fight. That'd be a fun fight.
That's a pretty even fight, right?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Adames might win that. Munguia is not that good, man. Shit.
He could, but he gets hit a lot too. So Adames he could lose too. But
that's a fun fight.
A good fight. It's just that we had, at least I did. I thought Munguia was like so on the right path where he was going to be a banger at 54 and he potentially could be. Then like he's just not very good. Yeah. And Golden Boy like spent all this time hyping him and he's not very good. And they spent all this time hyping Ryan Garcia and he sucks.
Yeah, it's funny because like he came on the scene, beat Saddam Ali in dramatic fashion, had that really fun fight with Liam Smith, and even though he didn't look great in that fight, it was a fun fight, and it was Liam Smith. Liam Smith is a perennial top 10 guy in the division, so that's acceptable in a way, right? But then he fought like Hulk Hogan or something, and it's just been like.
Hey, look, let's be real. He didn't win that fight.
No, fuck no.
Brother, what you gonna do, brother?
It's just. So yeah, I think Carlos Adames Munguia would be a fun action fight. I'm in favor of that.
Which is why you won't get it because if Adames beat Munguia would have no marketability left, right? So that would be the end of it. And Golden Boy, I think, is still banking on him. I don't know why. I don't know what they see in him. But I think that they're still putting their hope in Munguia. I guess because they don't have much else besides Virgil Ortiz, right? I mean, that's really who else do they have besides those two?
They have no one, man. I remember the I forget how these financials came out. I think they came out in the PBC lawsuit, Rob, or maybe Gary, one of you might remember, when it came out that Golden Boy was in debt like every time, and then Canelo fights, and they make money because Canelo keeps them afloat. Without Canelo, they are in the red. They are not making money. They are in deep trouble. So,
they have to drastically change everything. They lost Canelo. Yeah, I mean, which is weird because I mean they had all those PBC guys. They had all those names, and now they have Canelo.
Air quote
and
had.
a couple of prospects, and had.
If it's not in writing, if it's not in writing, that's an issue.
And you don't think that we're gonna get the Kovalev fight next? You think Oscar and Eddie and they're gonna talk him out of it, and he's gonna fight Triple G?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with Canelo's side. I think it's with Kovalev's side.
Already, it's got nothing to do with Eddie.
I think that's Eddie's not involved with the Kovalev Canelo fight. You know that, right? Like he doesn't promote.
No, I understand that. But,
digressing. No, I don't. I think Kovalev fights Yarde per Kathy Duva. I think that's probably right, and we get Canelo Triple G.
I mean, there's enough money. Where they could pay Yarde step aside money, right? I mean, that Kovalev Canelo fight is profitable enough for Kovalev where. I don't know, if Yarde wanted $2 million, it's still worth it to fight Canelo, you would think, right?
Yeah, probably.
But
you're talking about shady Russian oligarchs / promoters. So whatever they do is like fucking up to them, man. Like they do Russian shit.
As much as you're right about that. As much as I hate these giant step up in weight classes, I kind of want to see this one because I kind of think Canelo could win. But it's probably best that we don't get it, right? It's probably best that you go fight a middleweight, or at least fight Caleb Smith at 68.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't fight Caleb Smith.
No, fuck no.
You think you lose that?
It's not about losing. I just don't want to see those fights, to be honest. Like the more I thought about it, the more it upsets me that these are even being mentioned and people are supporting this shit. We literally just had Spence Mikey, guys, and we paid $75 for it. Why are the boxing fans so stupid when it comes to this shit? Okay, sorry. No, I'm not in favor of these fights. Canelo fight Triple G, fight Andrade, fight the now WBC actual champion, air quotes, Jamal Charlo, fight 160 pounders. Because guess what? You're still a small guy for this weight class. You're still beating guys up that are bigger than you. And all these guys are great fighters. I'd rather you clear out this division and then fight Callum Smith when you're 32 and still young as shit. Because that's the thing. Canelo still has time. He's 29 years old. He doesn't need to jump up here for these big super fights. It might actually hurt his career long term to do this. No, I'm not in favor of this. At all.
I would prefer him to stay at 62 because 60 is a loaded division. There's lots of fighters. I'd like to see him fight Charlo. I'd like to see that fight personally. So I would rather him stay at 60. The last question I had, and then I'll let you go, was so this Amanda Serrano thing with Lou DiBella. So Lou DiBella, I understand, has like the ability to sign the contract, but he didn't tell her what was in it?
That's what Eddie alluded to, but again, our sources say that's not true.
Okay.
10 seconds.
Our sources put a lot of the blame, I should say all the blame, on her manager, Jordan. That source is pretty high up there, I'll put it that way. But I lean towards that source, to be honest. I think Eddie is being a little bit banterish, right, Rob? Like he wants to have a little banter with Lou, because him and Lou do get along nowadays more so than they used to, obviously.
They got Tevin Farmer and everything.
Yeah, they get along. They do a lot of business together. I think they have no issue. I think that was a little banter, to be honest, or at least in maybe a little bit pettiness, but there was some banter to that. I think the real issue is Amanda Serrano's manager, who probably told everyone he made Amanda Serrano privy to the information and then signed on her behalf. That's what I'm assuming, because that does happen.
Yeah, it just seemed weird that she was speaking out when she was clueless. I mean, it's not weird that they'd sign it, and make that decision, but it was weird that, like, she didn't know the direction of her own career. Oh, and you were right. I heard an interview with Jamal Charlo, and Jamal Charlo got the news that he was promoted to full champion from Ronnie Shields. So, no, the WBC never consulted with any of them. They just made that decision. I mean, we guessed that yesterday, and that's basically what Jamal Charlo said. That they just called him and said, "Hey, here's what it is."
Yo, can you imagine? Can you imagine if you're Jamal Charlo and like Ronnie Shields comes to you like, "Hey, man, got some good news and bad news. You're now champion. You're WBC full champion. You're not fighting Canelo. Canelo's now franchise champion." And we all know Charlo and his temperament. How do you think he reacted to that news?
It's got to be.
I wish I was there.
It depends. Does Charlo look at himself as like?
There's no way he does.
My favorite fighter on a list of 2 or 3 favorite guys. He's not the middleweight champion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Does Charlo consider himself the middleweight champion at this point? Maybe. I don't know.
I think he will market himself that way in like press conferences and stuff, just like Andrade does, right? Like they do that. That's how you have to do. You have to do that from just a PR perspective, from an optics perspective. However, no.
Whoa.
You talk to Andrade, Charlo. They're probably thinking to themselves, if I beat Canelo, I'm the guy. Unless I beat Canelo, I'm not the guy. I think that's
which is how I would look at it, but yeah.
Rob, you
right,
wanted to say something?
That's all I got.
Thank you, Gary.
No, it's just I thought you were kind of saying like Charlo will brand himself as the champion.
Well, when you get a press conference, he's gonna have the belt there. He's gonna say, "I'm the real champion. Canelo ducked me." He's gonna say that.
Yeah.
Does he honestly, in his gut, feel like, "Yeah, Canelo ducked me, and I'm the real champion"? Probably not. I wouldn't.
When you first said it sounded like Charlo is gonna go around saying, "I'm the champ, and you said Andrade does it. Well, I know it's a vacant belt, but he did have to fight someone for it. He's just basically been given this.
Yeah, but he fought Walter Katandoka. He was given the belt. Okay, due to Saunders being a fucking idiot. Okay, not because of corruption or Eddie. You know me, Rob. It's because of Saunders. But he was given a vacant title opportunity.
Yeah,
Charlo was elevated to championship status. But both guys are obviously walking around with a belt, or at least soon to be. Both guys will be, and calling themselves a champion. Why? Because that's what you have to do. And I understand that. I don't knock it. But I know that if you actually talk to both those guys off the record and you said, "Do you feel like you're the guy of the division without beating Canelo?" they will probably say no.
Yeah. No, I get you. Because did you realize Lennox Lewis was elevated to the WBC champion off the back of quite a spectacular knockout? He was then elevated to WBC champion.
You mean like back in whenever he did that, right? Like not now, right? Obviously.
Oh, no. Yeah, back in the day.
Sure, I guess. I don't remember that off the top of my head.
So no, you don't remember that.
No. I vaguely remember that. I mean,
all right.
Sure.
By the way, people need to just go to DAZN's social media page and watch the fight with Raymond Ford. Oh my god, it's hilarious.
We're gonna see if Block Talk is working because Santiago's numbers there.
I gotta run, man.
Hold on, Santi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, and I can hear Rob.
Oh, then Gary's
Hello,
off his fucking rocker. Santi, what's up?
Not much. Just here listening to the show, listening to you guys talk, shit, and all that good stuff. Kudos to covering the event, getting those interviews, and the recognition that you ended up getting there. That felt really nice. Reminds me of when Fern recognized me just from my voice when I first went to the appreciation night, and then when Mark showed up to train with us over at the Rock Gym. Crazy feeling, really. And also, quickly, Rob, by any chance, did you see the trivia question that I put in the chat?
I did not.
No. I didn't see it. Sorry, I missed it.
No?
No, I missed it, mate.
All right, well, I got one for you just because Matt chose to throw in the towel before he even heard the question.
Go for it.
All right. After defending his WBO featherweight title multiple times,
Yeah.
Steve Robinson put his title on the line against an undefeated fighter who started his career at 115. Who was that fighter?
Yo, Rob's not gonna know this, man.
Who say the name of the fighter? I didn't hear the name of the fighter that it was.
Steve Robinson.
Oh, Steve Robinson. Okay.
Steve Robinson. Yes, I know who he is.
I know Steve Robinson. Shut up.
He's a basketball coach.
Shut up, Matt.
That's the first thing that popped up. I swear to God.
I'm gonna have to just accept I don't know the answer, but I know Steve Robinson.
Well, I'll give you a hint then. Although he ended up not becoming undisputed champion, this guy did go on to win a version of each world title.
Oh, I know who it is. Yeah, I'll give Rob a hint. It's another UK name, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's another UK name.
I think I know now. Is it the Prince?
I wanted to make one just for Rob.
You're the man, Sandy, with the trivia.
Prince, let's see him. TBE.
And Matt threw in the towel before he even got to hear the question. Shame on you.
I got it right, though. Shout out to Google.
Of course you got it right. Anyways, all right. So, good fight. Like Richard Coleman's performance against Beltran. Beltran definitely was like an old man in that fight, but he definitely showed his experience. And honestly, I was surprised how many times he was able to catch Coleman, because there were instances where I honestly thought, holy shit, is he going to turn the tide, before Coleman just put it back. I didn't like the stoppage. He seemed to still be aware where he was. Yeah, he was getting beat up and whatnot. I thought they should have given him at least one more chance to keep going, but, that's the name of the game at that point. Looking forward to seeing Coleman in action again. If they do make the Teofimo Lopez fight, I think it's a good fight, but I think the heavy favorite has to be Richard Coleman. I think that he's got the speed, the experience. He's more battle tested, having been in with the likes of Young, and probably still better off Robert Easter Jr., Dennis Shafikov. So, the upside's on him. And as for the Canelo saga between super middle and light heavy, honestly, it seems to be a weird thing, just because the Kovalev Yarde thing itself was weird, and so now we're getting, I guess, confirmation about that, if there was any to begin with. And at this point, if there is only one option, it's Callum Smith, but it's kind of I'm with you on this one. It's stay in your division, man. Fight the guys that people want you to fight. If you really do care about legacy, if that's the thing that you've been touting people, then show us that that's something that you want to do. Clear out that division. Show yourself that you are the number one guy. You're in your prime. You're in your peak. It's kind of don't let, especially if he hasn't made any announcement about his stance. Show us that what the WBC has basically said, if you're not on board with it, is something you're not on board with. Don't just sit there, be quiet, and come off as a yes man at this point, because that was the initial thought for just about everybody when we heard the news about the franchise champion shit. It was, oh shit, what's with the 180 with Canelo and crap, So definitely stupid shit. See what happens. He seems dead set on the September 15th date, so we'll see what happens at that point. But hopefully whoever he does fight next is someone that's actually that we want to see him fight, be it a top 5 or top 10 name, or one of the other belt holders, hopefully.
Agreed.
Yeah, man, but that's pretty much all I got. You guys take care, take it easy. I'm gonna switch over to DAZN to watch the undercard. Let's all enjoy ourselves a good night of boxing today, and everybody that's listening to the show, hit that like button, share, subscribe. You guys put in hours and hours of content and footage for us so that we can listen in and get the news that we get, because it's our support that has allowed a guy like Matt to go and cover fights like the Superfly event in for the DAZN card, the Temecula card for ESPN and whatnot. And you see the love that he's getting, people recognizing him. So let's keep putting him in that position where he can get us better and more in-depth content.
Thank you, Santi. Always appreciate the kind words. That's going to be it. Rob has to run, obviously, really fast. Rob, social media info, final thoughts.
Any in the UK, if they go over to the DAZN USA YouTube page, Otha Jones III just started his fight, and it's all not geo-blocked or anything, so there's some undercard fights for anyone up late to watch. But yeah, thanks everybody in the chat. Good show, fun show. Hit that thumbs up, share the show, all the usual things. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one.
Find me, Matt Hunter, MCR all platforms. Find him, UK Rob, MCR all platforms. And all of the social media for the show is right there, bottom of the screen, in the description of the show. Have a great day, great night, wherever you're listening and watching this show. Enjoy the fights tonight, and see y'all later. Peace.